Hardy Boys are reunited here in AEW in an 8-man tornado tag match. And typically, I don't really care for these tornado tags because there's almost too much going on.
Too much.
But tonight it was so fast paced, so many high spots. Obviously, we saw Jeff Hardy be Jeff Hardy and himself going, 20 feet off of the windowsill and a
Nuts.
double table through Butcher and the Blade. This was just seriously like Jeff Hardy and the Hardy Boys reuniting are already making a huge difference in AEW. They're already, going to the extreme. Team Extreme is here in AEW, and it's
Cool
a lot of
seeing
fun to
them.
watch.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool seeing them kind of reunited. It was like a flashback seeing Sting and the Hardys out there. It was wild to see. And honestly, they all looked great. I mean, the Stinger
You're
was
right.
delivering some amazing. I mean, I was loving when Sting was getting fired up. Those Stinger splashes in the corner. He was
Epic.
really going at him, bro. And you get this visual here of Jeff Hardy climbing the ladder. It didn't take Jeff long to bust out the ladders in AEW. I absolutely love it. The crowd was going bonkers. I'll be honest with you though, like you said, there was a lot of action in this one. It was really cool, the blend of story where you got to see Private Party and Matt Hardy's that personal, very, very personal feud between those guys, where Matt really took those guys under his wing.
Yeah.
That one ended up with Private Party and Matt Hardy. I mean, those guys went off the stage through. I mean, it was brutal what happened there.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you the truth. One of the matchups, the pairings in this match that had me wanting to see more, dude, watching Darby Allin, shocker, your boy Crayfish, choo-choo, shocking that he wants to see Darby paired with somebody, but man, watching Darby and Big Butch going back and forth, I love seeing Darby paired with a big powerhouse. I know it's controversial because it turns him into a crash test dummy, and I know we could have that conversation a million times, SPD. But I love seeing that visual of Darby and Butch going at each other. Butch looked like an absolute beast tonight. Big, he looks like he's in great shape. And just his look is
scary
looking. You put him and Darby next to each other, just a really cool aesthetic too. I just love it. I loved that pairing tonight.
That was a brutal spot. Just ragdolling him against the barricade down the steps like that. That's not a shoot. That's rough.
That is easy to see that no matter how you deliver it, it's gonna hurt, right? I mean, it's gonna hurt. Darby does a lot of that stuff. And so does Jeff Hardy. So this one was a lot of fun. Fans were eating it up. Jeff climbing the top of that ladder and jumping off through Butcher and Blade. The crowd in the back who were watching that just going bonkers. And can you blame them? If you and I were back there, hopefully I would have a couple lifesavers left where I could have a voice, because I'd be going bonkers for that one. Just absolutely cool visual here too. Seeing the good guys win.
It's almost like this is, the dream team of AEW at this point, where we're at with obviously the hometown favorite Darby Allin and then legendaries. Yes, Team Babyface all the way. It doesn't get higher babyfaces than this right now in AEW, honestly.
And it's interesting because you see the rise of a babyface faction like this, and AEW is doing a really nice job of starting to simmer the potential of other factions rising. Yeah. I mean, the Jericho Appreciation Society is quickly becoming a lot of fun, and they have a lot of upside. You see that building. MJF again reminding us that the Pinnacle is not dead. AEW is at its best when there are stables, when there are groups, when there are teams that are working off of each other and with each other. They do such a good job of being able to create complex storylines, SPD, where having the teams work off of each other but also against each other is really working for the AEW. And I'm wondering who this group will eventually go against, because SPD, this pairing worked too well not to do it again in the future. Tony's a very smart booker.
You're right.
Seeing the Hardy Boys, Sting, and Darby, I mean, you put that group in front of any live crowd across anywhere in the country, and the fans are going to eat it up. And all four of those guys know how to get a crowd reaction, right?
You're right, and it also protects all 4 of them. I mean, we talked about the crash test dummy
You're
element
right.
of
You're
Darby
right.
Allin being
Good
very
point.
reckless. It can protect Sting, even though he's been doing insanely big spots, and obviously the Hardy Boys are known for big spots. So, not always having to require them to go balls to the wall, where you have give and take a little bit throughout the group as
That's
well.
a great point. Protects
So
Jeff's body, protects, it protects all 4 of them in a way
yeah,
that you're right. And it seemed, honestly, all 4 of them need a little bit of that protection at
sure,
this, like, so I really like that call by you. Very smart, could preserve some talent and get the most out of your money, right? Because let's be honest,
true,
this roster is loaded,
yeah, that's an
has
understatement.
so much talent, and there are so many shows that go by where we wonder, man, how do you not have X, or how do you not have this guy on the show? How do you not have that
Yeah,
guy on the show? And when you get an opportunity to have an 8-man like this, or you have a group of 4
yeah,
like this, you're getting more faces on the show. It
and it
just
works.
makes a lot of sense, man. Really good booking by AEW.